everyone and welcome back. After looking at some of the other Beatles Deluxe or Anniversary editions, today we'll have a chance to take a look also at the White Album, the 50th Anniversary Deluxe Edition, which was released in 2018. Now, this is not a new product, I didn't manage to find it new, but still it's going to be an interesting look, so stick around. Okay, so as I mentioned, I didn't manage to find this new, or I did find it sometimes new or in mint condition, but the price for that kind of edition was too high for me. Anyway, I managed to get this by getting it as a present from my work colleagues, for which thank you again. Now, it looks decent, but it still had some issues with the packaging. I kind of like the thing that they did with the packaging on this one. So you see we have this outer plastic cover. Now the problem with this kind of plastic is that it can break or rip apart quite easily, especially after a while. Taking things out and putting things in or trying to bend it a little bit will maybe cause it to snap. And this one definitely did. So there are a few elements here, especially where it already snapped quite a lot. Here as well on the side, on the spine. I tried to fix it a little bit there. There was another one up here, but otherwise it was decent, let's say. Now, what I liked about this packaging is this effect that they applied, where they printed these pictures on the plastic sleeve, and then also on the back they have the track listing and anyway the listing of all of the discs or contents, and they are only visible when you have the white book as a background, which is nice. Now, aside from this, the outer cover, similar to the original album, has the unique order number printed here. This should mean that the edition is somewhat limited. You also have the Beatles logo or the Beatles name of the album embossed on the front cover. Both covers, book covers, are white glossy finish, without any other printing or signs on the back or on the spine. Of course, the name of the album appears again on the plastic sleeve. And yeah, on the back you would have the track listing like I mentioned, and on the front you have the pictures of the 4 Beatles. Now, looking at the contents themselves, they did the same thing that they did with Abbey Road, with the deluxe edition of Abbey Road, which I don't really like, which is they have the book and they included the discs in sleeves or pockets that are basically embedded in the book, in the front cover and the back cover. Like I said, I would prefer the book to be separate, and they would have, likely they will Let It Be or with Revolver or with Sgt. Pepper, to have a separate sleeve for the discs. But anyway, the choice was made. As you can see, they kept this all-white approach to all of the discs, and they included, similar to some of the initial releases of the albums, the CD1, CD2, CD3 and so on, order numbers printed in light gray on the pockets here. And I think we can take out as well some of the discs to look at them. Again, they are using the same sort of flimsy cardboard sleeves, which I don't really like. At least, you know, they are again reproducing sort of the design of the original discs with the Beatles name embossed, and also a little bit crooked on the disc like it was on the original release. Let's look at the disc as well a little bit. Okay, so yeah, the green apple logo already present by that time on the Beatles releases, and this will be the same that is used on the second disc as well and some of the other discs. I'm not going to take disc 2 out, I don't think it makes sense too much, but then let's see a little bit of the Blu-ray. So this edition includes the biggest number of discs and the biggest number of content, I guess, than from all of the deluxe or anniversary editions launched so far. So here we have, of course, the 2 discs covering the album, and then we have this Blu-ray, which also has the green Apple logo, the Blu-ray with the album in the Dolby Surround and all of that jazz formats. And then we also have quite a few discs with extra content on the back side of the book. We have 3 discs with sessions, recording sessions of most of the tracks that are going on into the album. And we also have 1 disc that includes the so-called Escher demos, which were some recording sessions that took place at George's house. And that included some interesting songs as well, and most of them made it onto the final album. The Escher demos, as well as the 2 album discs, are also included on the deluxe, or not the deluxe, the anniversary 3-disc edition as well. This is the Escher demos disc. As you can see, there's this custom-made white apple on green front cover, and then all of the other 3 are the sessions. I'm gonna just take one of them out just to see how the front looks. Probably also the green apple. Yeah, there we go. Now, talking a little bit about the contents, I think we have a table of contents also here near the end of the book. Let's see. Yes, there we go. So you see we have the first and the second disc with the album, the Escher demos, then we have the sessions on these 3 discs, and then the PCM stereo, DTS HD master audio, and Dolby True HD 5.1 versions of the album on the Blu-ray, and also the mono version, apparently. Aside from the book, which we can actually go through a little bit, we have some other pieces of content. This is why I do like this edition better, or almost as much as I like the Sgt. Pepper one, is because it has some extra physical content as well. But anyway, with the book, again, the stylized front is replicated. We have the table of contents for the book. Again, an intro by Sir Paul McCartney. We also have an introduction by Giles Martin here. And we are starting with the pictures. There's going to be quite a lot of interesting things in the book, and as you can see, a lot of course, pictures from the recording sessions. But what I like most about these books are the photographs of the lyrics sheets, handwritten by the Beatles themselves, which is a really interesting thing to see, and we have quite a few here. At the same time, I liked about this book that it contains details about every song, but not only every song on the album, but also of the tracks that were recorded during the Escher demos, and some of the tracks that were recorded but didn't make it onto the album. So I think that's also interesting because you get quite a lot more details than just for the normal album. Okay. And at the end, as I mentioned, there's some extra physical content. So in this sort of envelope that is glued on to the last page, you also have the pictures of the Beatles that were included in the original album in color, as you can see them, and quite a decent size. They're cool, good quality prints. Somewhat glossy. I wouldn't call them full glossy, but there you go. And to top that off, we also have the poster that was included. I'm gonna open it. It also includes the lyrics of the songs. But again, quite a good dimension for the poster. There we go. I hope you can see at least some of it. It's quite big. So yeah, all in all, as an edition, it is quite packed, and especially on the physical media part, you know, it has a bigger number of this than most deluxe or anniversary editions of albums, Beatles ones included. Still not as, let's say, as inventively packed as the Sgt. Pepper one, but definitely a better edition, I think, in terms of how it is presented than Abbey Road for sure, and to some extent even than Let It Be and Revolver. I think all in all it's worth the price of admission, although I must mention that currently it is quite difficult to find. I think it's the one that is most difficult to find, although it's not necessarily the oldest one. The oldest one that appeared in 2017 was Sgt. Pepper, but it's quite difficult to find, and if you can find it, the price tags are quite big. Most of them start at 150 euro, even for this kind of edition, which is not mint necessarily, maybe very good plus. And even this one that I got, it looks okay on this side and this side, but if you look at it on this side, already the pages have started to yellow out. It also has a kind of distinct smell, so it wasn't kept in the best conditions. Still very happy to have it. The discs are in mint condition, and that is very important. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much again for joining us today. I hope you had a good time. I hope this was interesting for you. It definitely was interesting for me. If you have any thoughts on this edition of Beatles album or all the other deluxe editions, please let us know in the comments. And if you like this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.